and how to lose and how to choose.
Well, hello, this is Linda Carbonell from Walking Through Life TV show. I'm very excited today to have a wonderful harpist with me, Joy, Tesei, sorry about that.
No problem.
And today she's going to be playing for us, but first, before she does that, I'd like to dedicate this show to my Uncle Lenny Parker, who Joy met in the hospital while he was very sick. So, Joy, could you play a song for my uncle?
I'd love to.
This is for you, Uncle Lenny. Going to enjoy that. I know I did.
Thank you.
And also I wanted to talk a little bit with you, a little bit of how this all came about. How did you start knowing that this is something that you wanted to participate in?
At DHMC or music in general?
Yeah, because did you say you went to college and you're studying?
I'm studying physician assistant at Franklin Pierce, locally in West Lebanon, in New Hampshire. And you know, I have a service background and in serving in many different ways. Where I was living before in Alabama, I did a lot with hospice. And I thought, and I did a lot with 11th hour, you know, end-of-life hospice work. And that was, I think, the turning point to try to integrate my love of music into healing. And I found a way to figure out what instrument I wanted to learn, and I thought the harp was always beautiful. I used to play the saxophone, and I injured my jaw and can't play that anymore. So I looked for another instrument. The harp, I thought, was the perfect marriage for what I wanted to accomplish and do, and so I got involved with an organization called Music for Healing and Transition Program, and I'm being certified to be trained as a certified music practitioner. And I'm at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center at the Norris Cotton Center playing as an internship for patients with cancer, which is where I met your Uncle Lenny.
I know, and I just wanted to tell you from him and from my Aunt Bernice and all of us, his family, that to witness what he felt when you came in to play, it was just a joy. It was a joy. You could see how much he enjoyed it, how much I enjoyed it. It was not only relaxing, but it was like angels, you know? It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was just beautiful. And, you know, we want to, as family, want to let you know how much we appreciated what you did that day for us.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, it does. It means a lot to us, too. And I'm really encouraged to hear this is something that you're going to go into, you're going to keep doing.
I am.
And get better at, you know, learn more and more.
I am. And that's the wonderful thing about doing something like Music for Healing and Transition, because you can grow. You can grow as a healer and you can grow as a musician. So it's, you know, I'm a beginning harpist. I've only been playing for about 2.5 years. There are people who have been doing this who are concert quality musicians. You know, I've gone to classes with people who are orchestra quality musicians who play. And here I am, a relative novice, and I can go in and make a difference just as well as these people can. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to share the gift of music and to help people heal. And I would encourage anybody who has any inclination to do something like this, to just go out there and try to do it and go for it, because it's a misconception to think that you have to be, this phenomenal, high, top quality grade musician in order to help people. You don't.
Yeah. What a service. And I want to talk a little bit about Dartmouth and their program where they offer harp playing, and I was up there and they offered a clown once. And what do you feel about what they're participating in, the music therapy and the overall healing aspect that they're working with now with you?
I think, well, as a physician assistant student, I look at it from two perspectives. So I have a unique hat in that, I look at it from a medical perspective, a science perspective, and I also look at it from a healing perspective from MHTP. And the community is so blessed and so fortunate to have Dartmouth Hitchcock from a medical perspective, which I think everybody is aware of, but also from the perspective of the alternative things that they offer to be in conjunction with the medicine that they offer. To have this in the back door of this community is absolutely phenomenal. To have the quality of the institution that's renowned all over the world, and then to have them embrace alternative things in conjunction with their science it's almost unheard of, and it's extremely fortunate that they're embracing that, and that the people of the community in Vermont and New Hampshire are able to take advantage of so much. I mean, Dartmouth not only offers music, they offer art, they offer massage, they offer Reiki. There are so many alternative modalities that they're embracing and they're offering and giving to the patients. It's phenomenal, and it's actually astounding and enlightening and encouraging to see that this integration is happening in such a complete way to help not only cure but to heal people.
Yeah, and I've always been about alternative methods. Especially when it comes around having to take a lot of medication, and the difference between that and maybe something like this making you feel better. There's a total difference. Medication can cloud you up, medication can drag you down, where music can just relax you and, help you through the hard times. And so I've got to commend you and commend Dartmouth for doing that, and to also looking into the alternative methods of treatment, which I think is great. I'm all for that. And I would love to see something like this in, Vermont. One of the bigger hospitals here in Vermont. Wouldn't that be great,
I think it's taking off, and as programs like Dartmouth get more and more publicity and people are seeing the benefits, it's growing. And it's a grassroots kind of effort that is just little bit by little bit it's expanding, and it's a really wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's a great opportunity for me to be a part of that and to experience it. It's a phenomenal gift.
If people want to find out more about Dartmouth and their alternative therapy, how could they do that? Is there a website that they could go to find out more about Dartmouth?
There is. Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center does have a volunteer website, and if you go to the Dartmouth Hitchcock website and you click the link for the volunteer, you can get a multitude of information about what volunteer services are available. If you're interested in receiving those benefits, or a family member, you can see what's available. Also, if you're interested in helping, they have contact information for who to speak with. And it's, everybody there is extremely helpful. They're so grateful and so appreciative of the volunteers who come and give their time, that it's, they make it easy for you to go and help and do nice things for the community. And
I've always been a believer in volunteering and what it does for the soul and how it helps you yourself, And I wanted to, we covered Dartmouth, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the, is it
MHTP, Music for Healing and Transition Program.
Yes. How can people find out more about that? And can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, they can go to MHTP's website, the Music for Healing and Transition Program. And what that is, it's an accredited program that trains people to play therapeutic music at the bedside for a multitude of patients. So you don't necessarily only play for cancer patients. It's just where I chose to do my internship. There is all kinds of research being done in many different fields for the benefits of music, because as you mentioned before, music is extremely powerful and so healing, and it reaches people on so many levels. And so there's a lot of research being done on sound and the healing effects of sound, and you can get that research, or you can see the results of some of what's being done from MHTP's website if you click on their research link. If someone's interested in going to MHTP as a student, you can click another link on the side, and you can see all of what it takes, what the coursework is, what the training involves, how long the training is, and what the commitments are, and what the benefits. Because it's not just a volunteer. It doesn't have to be a volunteer type of a situation. A lot of people do this as a career. They're healers as a career.
It's wonderful, and we had spoken a little bit about Reiki and massage therapy and some of the other ones I can't remember, acupuncture. And I think now that we're coming around to see, what the alternative benefits are, and I think people have been skeptical about it. And by doing shows like this, or by you doing your harp in Dartmouth, people are seeing it.
Well, absolutely, and I think that when organizations and institutions like Dartmouth, that are as respected as Dartmouth in the medical community, embrace these type of alternative treatments, it does lend itself a credence and a credibility that in the past may not have been realized. And I think that it's a wonderful service that they're doing by offering these things and giving us the platform to be able to, and thank you for your platform, to be able to come out and to enlighten people of what's available, and for themselves as well as for their loved ones.
And that's where people are going to learn about it, though, is if you put it out there. People may be either behind closed doors or maybe not knowing this exists. Or could benefit so much by seeing this, by finding out more information about it, and know that it's there, and it can help them, and to, also know that this is something great that Dartmouth offers, which is wonderful.
It is wonderful, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is something that you don't necessarily have to be hospitalized in order to reap the benefits of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of certified music practitioners will do house calls for people if they're unable to get out, or they just integrate in other elements and other ways in order to make this available more broadly than just in a nursing home or in a unit at a hospital. Right?
So if somebody's housebound, can't go out and just, how wonderful is that?
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. How wonderful is that?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's such a gift to be able to do that. And there usually is, you can Google it, and I think MHTP's website, I haven't been on there lately, I think they have a list of their graduates and their practitioners, and I know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it tells you, what their geography is, and not just in, the Central Valley area, but also, throughout the entire country. And anybody who's looking at this on the internet or wherever can go and they can see in their area, what's available to them and who's available, and they can contact those people. And most of us know other people within the community of Music for Healing and Transition Program. So if we can't help you, we can probably find somebody who can for you.
And that's just awesome. So they would do that by going to the website, or if you see them in the hospital, you could talk a little bit about that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody were to stop me in the hospital, I could certainly give them information. But, you know, for somebody who's homebound or something, the easiest way would be to go online to the Music for Healing and Transition Programs website, and they can click a link and see where the graduates are, or they can contact the program directly if they can't find that, and tell them where their geography is and what they're interested in, and the program would be able to direct them towards graduates.
And I wanted to make sure that people know that you're there at the Cotton Center.
Yes.
How many days a week are you there?
I'm only there on Sundays. On Sunday mornings. I'm a full-time physician assistant student and an Air Force officer. And
an Air Force officer.
Yes,
see?
I am.
So, well, thanks for your service.
Thank you.
And all things. You've done so much. I'm just amazed. I really am.
Thank you. But it only affords me the opportunity to be there once a week, because anything that we do in addition to school, we do on our own time. And as a full-time student, I don't have much time. But I will say, you know, Franklin Pierce is very invested in the local community, and they encourage us and they support us to go out in a multitude of ways to help the community, in whether it's directly medically related or in other avenues. Like we have, some of my classmates are foster parents, some of my classmates are EMTs, some of my classmates I do this. Some of my classmates go to clinics and help out at clinics. Some of my classmates tutor. And Franklin Pierce encourages us to go out and better the community. They're training us. Well, I'm unique in that I'll be going where the Air Force sends me, but you know, they train us to give back to the community and to serve as PAs. The goal is to have us serve here in central Vermont and New Hampshire.
I think that's great. I really do. And I mean, I was thinking about it today too when you were talking about just Sundays. But you know, Sundays is a day that you're needed. You know that, right? Yeah. That was the day it was picked for you. This is what I believe anyway. That was the day that was picked for you. Mm-hmm. Rather than you can't do other days. That was the day. And I wanted to say too, because I know that you're there Sundays, but there's several other harpists throughout the Dartmouth.
Yes.
That's available on other days. And
Margaret, I know for sure, is there usually on Fridays. Mm-hmm. And she's a phenomenal harpist. She's been playing for I think 7 or 8 years. She's extremely talented on a multitude of instruments, not just the harp. Right. And she also goes to One West. Mm-hmm. And I believe they have other musicians as well that are volunteering there. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, and I just think it's so important that you know, that people experience this with, you know, maybe they're not the ones that are sick, but they're family members or they're people visiting people, and what a gift to give them that too, you know, to actually witness that, to see how it affects the person, your loved one, to see how it affects them, you know, like it affected me when I saw Uncle Lenny as he sat back and just enjoyed that music. You know?
Well, yeah, especially for the patients who are chronically ill or the patients with cancer, it's they have so few moments of peace, and you know, it's a phenomenal gift to be able to give that to them, first of all. But it's also, furthermore, it is nice to see that the family gets to see the change in the person, because you know, they're with them so much, and for so much of the time that they're with them, they're in pain or they're sick or they're just not themselves. Yeah. And I know that, you know, when my family members were sick in the past, just to be able to have a few moments of having them return to themselves is such a wonderful experience, and I'm thankful to be a part of that.
Well, again, you know, I really, I mean, it's just I never knew that was available until I was there. So I'm so glad that we're doing this show to show people that this is one more thing that can help you, and that Dartmouth offers for for all of us.
Yes, thank you for your platform and for your work and what you do, and getting the word out on healing in so many facets and so many different avenues. It's much needed work, and it's a blessing that you're out here doing it. So thank you.
Well, I get a lot out of it, and every show that I do, it's inspiration for me too. So again, I want to make sure I say thank you to you. And that maybe I could let you know that yesterday was Uncle Lenny's birthday. Just so you know. Lenny Parker. I won't say how old he is.
Oh, yeah.
I will not say that. But as a gift, maybe a birthday gift to him and to his family, maybe you could play us out and play another song for us. But before we do that, though, I want to say thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure.
And I've enjoyed having you here. And hopefully maybe you can come back and do some more, or you can spread out a branch to let other people know that Walking Through Life is available for this stuff like this.
Absolutely, I'd love to.
Okay. So. Well, here's Joy one more time, playing for Uncle Lenny and all of you out there that need healing.
Well, happy birthday. I'm sorry I don't have that for you. If I had known, I would have brought it, but I apologize, I don't have it memorized. Let's see.
Walking through this life of mine, well, it's teaching me so many things, like how to love and how to lose.